Okay folks, today we're going to try something different. We're going to go totally rogue, off recipe. It's a few days before Christmas and this will probably go up to Christmas Eve morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the chili recipe, which you recall last time it was a Cincinnati chili, right? It wasn't all the bean-filled chilies and all that stuff. Cincinnati chili. But I'm just going to go nuts and add all sorts of weird ingredients and see where we go. Mainly the weird ingredients we're going to add are primarily going to be different types of fruit, things like that. So, let's get going. Okay, as you recall last time, you start out by putting in 2 pounds of beef and a quart of water, what they wanted, but I put in 3 cups of water and 1 cup of bourbon. This time though, I think what we're going to do is we're going to switch it up a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to start out with on this one is 3 cups of water. Okay, the 4th cup, we're going to use this Fuki plum wine. Should be interesting to see how that turns out. Remember, for all your plum wine needs, Fuki. And we're going to put in tomato sauce to begin with now, rather than doing it at way in like we did before. Now, I got Prego Farmer Market roasted garlic tomato sauce. So we're going to put in, I think we're going to put in 10 ounces of that. Okay, that's in. Now we're going to mix in the roast beef, or round actually. Again, it's an 85% lean, or mixture, rather than the above 90, because again, there is no taste in anything above 90. Crumble this up, put it in there. And now we let it rise to simmer and sit there for 30 minutes. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, sorry about the first part of that being having the dryer going on in the background. I totally forgot it was on. Got my new washer in today. Woo! So I'm doing some laundry. But let's finish this up, or let's get back to working on this. It's sat here for half an hour, boiling, simmering. And now we get to add all the other stuff in. Now, there were a little bit of complaints last time. Ken, you didn't put in beans. No diddly. This is Cincinnati, chili. This is not that other stuff. Okay, this is serve it on top of your, hot dog. Serve it on top of your, spaghetti chili, right? You can eat it plain. We ate it plain all the time, but most people try to do it on top of their hot dogs or spaghetti noodles, whatever. But in order to try to satisfy some of y'all, let's put in a cup of raisins. But raisins don't go into chili, you say? Well, they do when I need to get rid of them so I don't eat the daggone things and snack on them all day long, forever. And, let's face it, This is an experiment. We're going to see if we can do a little bit of sweet and hot at the same time, expanding the realm of this completely. Now, of course, would not be Cincinnati chili without cinnamon. When I went to pull this thing out, it fell down into the chili. Thank goodness it was on simmer and not on full-on boil or whatever, so it didn't melt it or anything. And how much cinnamon we put in? We put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. The cinnamon's in. Okay. Now we put in a teaspoon of ground cumin. One-half teaspoon ground cayenne pepper. 4 cloves. Remember that from last time because I remember griping about it. Oh, this is clove powder. Screw it. I'm going to take like half teaspoon of clove powder. Why you would want actual cloves instead of them. How much of the allspice? Five allspice berries. Again, since I can't find an allspice berry anywhere, let's say that that's a teaspoon. Right there. Quarter cup of chili powder. Wow, I hope I got enough left in this thing. Didn't think to buy more chili powder. Well, we're going to go a little short on the chili powder. Okay, folks. I'm happy about that. We will compensate for being low on chili powder. We'll put in tablespoon of Tabasco sauce. Oh, come on now. It's ridiculous. Fill up the thing. Okay. Does it really provide the same sort of taste? Probably not, but hey, Tabasco sauce is good stuff. Should go in just about anything, right? 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. No, I can't pronounce it right, so live with it. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. There we go. Let's mix all that in. 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Oh, okay. By the way, last time I told you I was kind of substituting in something that they didn't ask for. They wanted regular vinegar, but it turns out a lot of recipes I look up online actually call for you to use apple cider vinegar. So, happy coincidence. Okay, we're going to substitute apples this time for the onions. Why? Because I have apples, and well, I've got onions too, but I've got apples, and hey, it's Christmas time, we should go for something sweet and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're going with there. Of course, 5 cloves. And we're supposed to add 2 onions, but we're going to add 2 apples instead. So, new toy, apple core / peeler. I looked for one of the old ones you used to find, everybody had in their drawer that was, just a metal, and you just went in. Could not find those anywhere, so got this, where, dang, that's effective. And it is cord. Wow, I like this thing. Maybe that's why you can't find the old-fashioned ones anymore. Okay, now I get to play with my new toy. I got a full-on blender. I don't think we're going to put the apple in whole. At least cut it into some quarters. Apples and garlic. The breakfast of champions. Now, we get to see whether or not this blender does the job, or whether I'm going to be pulling out the small one and doing it little by little. Let's put it on high and hit it. Well, it went to a point and then it just stopped. Okay, so this experiment has failed. This is not doing it as good as this. Okay, so the little one beats the snot out of the big one. Kind of a shame. I was hoping I could just do big batches in the big one. So, we throw the apples and the garlic in. And now we wait 3 hours while it simmers in. See you then. Okay, we're back, and let's see what we shall see with our throw everything in the pot chili. Now, let me be clear. I do not expect this to be good. I'm not that unrealistic about life. I stuck grapes and apples and Tabasco sauce. I was a little bit short on the chili powder. And while I guess technically, since I put cinnamon in it and all, it's still Cincinnati chili. Let's be honest here. Ain't no Cincinnati chili that's got grape in it. Try out my cool new, wooden ladle and spiffy bowls from Morocco, or Morocco style, made in China, of course. Oh, they were sold as Moroccan bowls on Amazon. One way or another, I'm eating this. This is pretty much my food budget for the next 2 or 3 days. So, unless I keel over in pain and end up going to the hospital, this is what I'm eating. So let's try it out. Hot, hot, hot. That is better than it has any right to be. There's no way that should be okay. I don't know if you can see it. The raisins have plumped up nicely. Although really, when I bit into it, the only thing the raisin did was hold heat. So, it's actually better than the way it turned. It's actually better than what it turned out like last time. So I guess the key to making good chili is just throwing in whatever weird and random ingredients you've got and going for it. So I'm going to eat supper now. So I'll talk to y'all later about this. Okay, so the chili, which had no right to taste decent at all, right? Y'all saw what I did there. When initially finished, right? When it was just done, it just spent that 3 hours simmering in the pot. It tasted really good. It's just weird. It shouldn't have tasted good at all, right? But initially it tasted really good. I mean, the raisins had plumped up. They had absorbed enough that they kind of made it sweet. And the stuff I'd put in to make it kind of sharp, you know, the Tabasco and all that, seemed to have worked pretty well to make it fairly sharp and, hot, and it's spicy hot. And so that night, it really tasted good. It was a little bit weird texture-wise, you know. You're not used to eating chili with, you know, plumped up grapes in it, right? And then it sat overnight, and I tried eating it the next day. By the way, those of you who are from up north, your weather is trying to escape down here. So far, it hasn't gotten through completely, but on Christmas, we're supposed to get snow. I'm okay with that, but after Christmas, you need to come back and take it home. Belongs with you, not us. Anyway, the next day, all the heat, you know, the spice was gone. It was just gone. Boy, it had sugared up. It had sugared up something fierce. And the raisins just became, you know, sugar bombs. So I ate another bowl the next day. It was okay, but can't really recommend this unless you're just going to cook it up and eat it immediately, eat the entire thing. Even then, I would probably dial back on some of the stuff. And I do plan on dialing back. If I try this again, you know, of course, no grapes. That's just kind of throw in. I don't know if I'll go with the plum wine. I think red wine might actually do a pretty good job in there. I'm a little bit surprised by that. And apples instead of onions. I think that's kind of going to be a taste thing. The apple, if I did it half-half, one onion, one apple, it might be okay. Or if I just put an apple in on top of both the onions, maybe. But I'm going to experiment with that some more in the future, and we'll see where it goes. Like I said, interesting that this didn't turn out to be an abject failure. It did, you know, it was a failure in the next day, but really kind of interesting that it was okay that night. Okay, so that's it for now. I think maybe next time I'm going to try apple dumplings. Don't hold me to that. Oh, shoot, I don't know if I can get apples. You know, we'll see. No, next time it's going to be a casserole. I've already got the ingredients. What am I thinking about? And until then, ma salama, y'all. And if Christmas ain't passed yet, have a Merry Christmas.